Welcome back to the Podpaster. It's our last episode of the season, and we have the panel here. We have Mark.
What's up, Danny?
Mark, you should take your hat off and show everyone.
No, don't.
No, that's cool. I'm good.
The lighting will go off.
I can see you shined yours already.
I did. That's why I feel like
I don't think I can outshine you today. I'll just stick with the gold necklace instead.
He took that hat off. It'd be so bright in here. It would be a reflection, like a beam of light between you two. It'd be like,
Okay, thank you.
Guys, you know what I was just thinking as he started talking and he talked to Mark is that this season has been a long season. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of different situations happen. We started in the basement with the lapel mics. Then we moved our room up here with the couches. And then within the first few episodes, we added another co-host who started as a guest.
Yeah.
Then we got the new mics, and then we got the lights and all
then
that.
he donated a camera.
And then he donated the camera.
Yep.
And then in the last few episodes, we took another guest and added them as a co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just brought arcade games, though.
Well, he brought more than that, but they're generous with the.
So moral of the story is, if you want to be a co-host, give
something. Yes. It's going to cost you dearly.
Haley's going to be on our podcast. She's going to be one of the new next season. We come back in January, probably the second week.
Just don't use an M in whatever you do.
Yeah. But Haley is probably going to be our new girl anchor. And we'll have other girl guests come on. Anchor.
Oh.
Anchor off if she's bad right away.
No, but anyway, it's our 30th
excited.
Episode. Thanksgiving is this week. Yeah, we're going to have to get more mics.
Yeah, I want to get new ones.
Well, you need a bigger board.
Yeah.
Actually.
A bigger board, bigger mics. We could sell these.
We don't need bigger mics. We just need more mics.
Yeah. We need more mics.
This guy just needs to have a mic.
At least he's talking in his mic this year.
And I want to get mics with the stand, I think, so we don't have to do this.
All right, I don't mind this.
I like this. I feel like it's not like
a little bit more
natural.
control.
You can lean in. You can sit back.
You just keep forgetting. That's why you.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, it's good. And then obviously, we all in the beginning episodes and the beginning episodes were really good. I think Chris, you talked about your life and how you got to become a pastor and hence the Podpaster and some of the other stories. And today is a special day.
Yeah.
It's my niece, his daughter's memorial today. And I don't think it's right that we have the podcast today and not bring her up and talk about her a little bit and memorialize her and what she meant to you guys and how that transcended really you guys into being a little bit more vocal, being a little bit more helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet you're done.
So anyway, Chris, tell us a little about her.
Yeah, today's her memorial. So she would be, she's only with us for 7 days out of the belly in my wife's stomach for 8.5 months, maybe almost 9. So it is her thing. I was telling Catherine today, and we did a baby dedication today. So that people are like, is that hard to do? Like, not really. It's a joy, especially this little baby Kenzo. It's Mark's grandson. He is the cutest thing. I mean, he got in my arms and it was fine. Like, no kid, adults don't even want to stay near me. The baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him checked out too.
That's where he's at now.
But it is her memorial, so it's a hard day. Cat has a hard time for sure. We're not going to get to the graveyard. We'll go, but what a great kid. I was telling Catherine today, we sat on the edge of the bed and we're talking. We didn't want to come to church, but that's just truth. You don't want to go around people sometimes, and you know that. Sometimes you're just having that or that memory. You don't want to be, you know what it is? You don't want to ruin other people's day. So I told Kat, you got to remember, they didn't lose a child. Most people you're going to deal with in church today, so they don't understand. And because they don't understand doesn't mean they don't care. And so you grow from that. You learn. You don't have to understand to care, and you don't have to. We don't want no one to ever have to lose a child. You would agree, and Danny would agree, to understand what it's like. But it is her memorial, and it's a sad but a good time. We know she's in heaven. We know she's well and healthy and fine, and she's already met Sherry and little Danny.
I mean,
yeah.
She wouldn't come back if you asked her. So.
No, exactly.
That's the one thing.
I was telling Kat today on the edge of the bed, we sat there, she was crying, and I feel like, you're like, oh, what are you going to do? And the way she was going through it, she's having a real tough time. But I was talking about how strong Everly was for a little girl. And if you came to visit her, got to know her, if you didn't and you knew me, you missed out because she was a wonderful little baby. You wouldn't know she was that sick. When you looked at her, you could tell. But when you held her, she'd just make normal noise. We're blessed because most babies with her disease, encephalocele, will have a deformed face. They get like that cleft lip. or they really don't have a nose most times, mouth. It's like it's sad to see. Everly had the fattest face, the chunkiest little cheeks, looked like Lucas, really, his twin, and was just a strong little kid. Never knew what she was going through, and it didn't let her affect her. And you can learn from that. Like, you can be going through a bad time, but you could still get through it. Everly.
It's funny you said. I was going to say that. In what ways do you guys remember and honor her memory?
So when she came home from the hospital that day, I don't know why I love real Christmas trees. But I was like, I want to get an artificial. The Lord already had it in your heart. You weren't going to have her for long. We don't know. We're hoping she's going to live. You heard her testimony on here before. But I was like, let's go to Home Depot and get a artificial Christmas tree. And that was a little after her birthday. So I think it was like 4 days after she was born, 5 days she got released. We went to Home Depot. I had her in a little cart. We picked the tree. I'm actually talking to her. You like that tree? She don't know. She just wants to eat, But I pick it. And so now every November 18th, we set up the Christmas tree as a celebration. To me, her birthday is still a good, fun day. It was an exciting day. Nervous and scared to death, but at the same time, we were excited to meet her in person. And so that's what we do. And then we'll go to the graveyard. Today's her Memorial Day, so usually if it's a Saturday, we'd go on that day. We'll go tomorrow. And we'll just put a pumpkin there. Everybody signs it, puts a little message. She's not there. She's in heaven, but it makes us feel like we're better parents, I guess, to go there. And so, but a good memory because of how strong. So it could be a sad day, but God's grace. You know where she's at, that helps.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel different that day. It's hard to understand. Like, you're not miserable, but you feel heavy. It's heavy on you to not see your daughter on her birthday, or to today's is like a reality check. She wasn't ours anyway. None of our kids are. They're given to us by God, and He gives and takes away. And He took her away for her betterment. Obviously, someone didn't agree with me, but that was Kat. No kidding. But so you deal with it that way. I'm a clown and I joke around, so that's how I deal with a lot of my grief. Catherine isn't, so we clash sometimes at home. I can make her laugh, but sometimes I do say the wrong thing.
What is again, she had encephalocele, correct?
Yeah, and encephalocele is a disease where it's a rare disease. Only like 1 in every 500,000 babies get, and it's where the brain, the skull doesn't close up.
We'll figure it out. You're good.
He just wants to be on. Why has he got Pick 6 written on his back? He's promoting his company. But Pick 6 will shoot pictures for you. But so what was the question there?
So encephalocele, correct?
It's a disease where the skull doesn't close. If it doesn't close quick enough, the brain grows on the outside in parts, or it could grow. Some kids grow all the way outside. And they could fix it. Today in our age, they have a lot of technology. They can fix it if it's early enough. They go in. But because the baby develops from the brain out. So they're a soul before they're anything else. So that grows out, like the neck area, the heart area out, right? All in here. It's the main part of a person. So it grows outside of your body.
And how common is that?
Not common. It's a rare disease.
He did just say it was 1 out of every 500,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I might be.
I was watching Ethan.
Don't check me on that number. I could be off, but it is a very rare. Matter of fact, they have a day for it. It's got its own day, but they have also Rare Disease Day for infants. So,
and then I guess, Chris, what would you share to parents? Because going through that again, I always say we have a secret weapon. The secret weapon is we know heaven, we know God.
Yeah.
And it does give me confidence to get through bad days. But what would you say to someone going through it, just as a human being? What are some of the tools? What are some of the maybe people that came along your side in the hospital that helped you?
Yeah.
That kind of gave you the education or pointed you in the right direction?
Well, that's the thing. Catherine, hindsight is 20/20. They say, right, or 20/30. Isn't that better than 20/20? Whatever it is. But I told Kat, she'll feel guilty. Like, we could have done more because we found out later she was at the wrong hospital. We could have taken her to another one. They know what to deal with that disease. They would have helped her obviously better. But so you feel, but in knowledge is everything. So now that you know, you think, but you see God had a better plan. But what I could tell parents who are going through that is do research on the diseases your child's struggling with. Don't take no for an answer. So many times we took no as the answer. Like doctors we made them, if you're not careful, they become God to you, and you think what they're telling you is the bottom line, and it doesn't mean it is. So if we would have done our research, yeah, who knows how long she would have lived with that disease. She would have had it her whole life and been really prohibited. Probably a very miserable life for her. And then for us, we would have felt selfish. So God knew. But yeah, do research, but also ultimately know God is in control. And he knows what's best for the baby or your child. They're his. They're given to us to raise and put him in the direction to know who God is and to honor God in their life. And but other than that, on bad days, there's nothing really to say. It's hard to say because you're just heavy-hearted. And that's what I learned, that this is this life at its finest. It takes it just is a killer. This is it.
Yeah.
So don't live for this world. Live for the one to come.
And that's a good point. I would say a good point. And last thing, Chris, before we go to our intro and all that, what would you tell people? It's Everly's day. It's her memorial.
Yeah.
How would you wrap this up for Everly?
Everly Hope. She has like 35 names because we named her after Grandma Nina. Grandma Nina's birthday was November 18th.
Yep.
So
and what a matriarch she was.
Yeah,
she really was.
96 when she passed, in heaven. And so here's the blessing of that. The family, all the aunts, they contacted us and said Everly can be buried with Grandma.
Wow.
So we didn't have to worry about a plot or anything. And she's there with Grandma. And so her name was Everly Nina Hope Penichetti. But Everly Hope Nina. So we named her Everly Hope to Ever Hope. We've discussed that before. But she's a beautiful little girl, the cutest little kisses. She would suck her hand. She would suck my finger. We'd sing Jesus. Just have great memories.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And I love her. I miss her. I'll see her again. And she's always on our mind. And the Lord knows. I always tell him to tell Everly we love her. Said hi.
I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer. My son's my biggest prayer warrior.
Yeah.
Because I know in heaven that they're praying for us.
Right.
I know that in heaven that they're entreating the Lord. They can.
Yeah.
They're there with him.
Yeah, she taught me a lot. She gave me a different look on life. Like in the beginning, I was when your wife's going through it, your daughter, they really took it heavily, the boys. So your dad, you're holding it all together. So you grieve with people, friends or whatever, and they don't want to be around you. You kind of burn them out.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of friends because of it. Because what you thought was going to gain friends drove them away. They don't mean it. It's not their fault.
Yeah, it's an awkward situation for them to be around because they have nothing to say.
Yeah, I became a monster.
Yeah, there's nothing to say.
I did. I was just a monster. So I learned from all that. You wish you can get those friends back that way. But the Lord is good and gracious to me. I don't deserve it. But hard day. Losing your child, Mark knows, those days come. There's no explaining it. Yep. It's just like, okay, heaven, thank God for it. Because if I didn't have that hope, there would be none.
Yeah, it'd be bad.
Yeah, but she was a great kid. I mean, wonderful. I tell my kids all the time, best kid I ever had. Never complained, never disrespected me, never asked for a thing. I knew she had brains. And people are like, you're morbid. That's how I joke, and it gets me through it. So,
but anyway, listen, I thank you. Thanks for talking about her.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll our intro, but I just didn't want to go into this without recognizing today and who Everly was.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I was going to talk. Even though I did tell the church today because I got like teary-eyed a few times. I'm like, it's Everly's thing, but I was teaching them that they're not ours. Everything is God given to us by God. And so we were talking about giving money today to the church, which I never do. And so I was telling them, even Everly, that's not ours. Ethan's not mine.
It's funny, our pastor preached on giving today as well.
Yeah.
That time of year.
Yeah, the offering basket went around twice today.
It did go around twice, and a flower pot went around. And they had
they must have outgave the pot? They sent out a pot?
Yeah.
We had nothing left but seeds to give.
We actually passed the pot today in church.
All right, well, let's roll the intro.
Roll it.
Welcome back. Christian John's eating, just like his dad. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
That ain't an apple, though. We wish.
Sorry, Chris, you were eating. You're like, where am I?
He's quiet today.
He is.
He's going through it. His sister's heavy on his mind.
My bad.
You want to talk about it?
My bad.
Yeah, let me take another 15.
As long as you don't get into your sock drawer, we'll be all right.
All right. Well, Mark brings up a good point.
Yeah.
What are some of our favorite podcaster moments going back into?
Let's go individual each. Mark he's newer, so
Yeah.
we'll start with him.
Well, wait, let me start. My favorite moment was when you weren't on the podcast.
There was many of those moments.
There was.
And there will be more to come.
Yeah.
And that's another point, Dan. That's why it's important to spend time with your children no matter what that you do have on Earth. So putting the podcast last is important.
It's a new segment now.
Yeah, he wasn't on the podcast a lot. They go spend time with Brooke or Nikki
Yeah.
at times. So we were mad then, but now looking back, hindsight's 20/30. All right, Mark, favorite episode? You're on shortest than all of us.
Well, pretty much you pronouncing the word juror.
Yeah. Yeah, give it to us one more time.
All right, juror.
Actually, wasn't that bad.
That
time.
was has been.
That was better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could have swore I said it that day the same.
Say it again.
You said
Juror.
yeah. That's a little bit
okay.
better.
How about this? Repeat after me. Julie the juror.
Julie the juror.
There it is.
Pick the drawing from the drawer.
I can never say. I'm going to wind up saying something I shouldn't.
Okay, never mind.
He already
say that already.
As soon as you said Julie the Juror, he was like Julie the Juror.
Well, anyway.
And that uses it in a sentence.
Yes.
Well, that brings us to the real quick jump in. Next season, we are going to have a juror that was on
Oh,
a
he
juror.
said it wrong. Oh, no, said it wrong. You were right the first time. You
A
should-
juror. That was
We're going
on.
to get a drawer and his drawer.
You guys going to let me talk? He was on the Hunter Biden jury.
Hunter Biden?
Hunting Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Hunting Biden Jewel.
He was in Hunter Biden's drawer.
He was in Hunting Biden's Jewel.
There was some crusty socks in that drawer too.
He was one of many things in Hunter Biden's drawer.
So
All
when
right.
are we having him on? Do you have a date?
No, I haven't reached out to him.
Yeah.
But I will.
This is all in his head. This is
coming
all
on
in his
next
head right
season.
now.
No, I'm going to have him on our next season. We also are going to add in Haley Hoffman as well. It won't be Hoffman for long.
You didn't even ask her. We're just
No,
adding.
I did ask her. Rachel Flight, if she gets her
She
out.
actually left the room
How many
too.
hosts do you want? This room isn't even big.
No, and that brings us to the next point. We're getting a half moon table and no table cover. Same idea, but a round
We're going to
table
have to
cover.
back that camera.
We're gonna
to
get
the
new
wall to fit all the
chairs.
hosts.
We are. We're gonna back
We're not
it
gonna be
up.
able to do any guests.
This is just going to be like the View.
We're gonna hang
This is
the
going to be a
cam-
panel like the View.
I want to get a hanging camera up
That's
top.
what it's turned it into.
I think he's going for like the
hang
Last
it.
Supper look.
I know. We're not going to have room for any guests. A guest's going to have to come over and have to fire 3 hosts.
No, that's why I want to
It's
do
like
it. So
Bethel basketball team.
so we
we have
have
more.
guests.
We have more coaches than players.
yeah, put me in. Anyway, so that was your favorite moment.
Well, that and I have one other. See, I have a question for the podcaster. Okay, so I'm a little confused.
I'm nervous with this.
Yeah, so am I. So the dogs was definitely another thing.
That was
Hallmark.
great.
I'm really like
That's a great moment.
I'm really concerned because I don't know what to do. Because no, seriously, wait, I don't know what to leave on for them. So we've gone over the Hallmark Channel, can't do that.
I didn't say you can't.
He just said they'll be acting a different
Yes.
way when
Yeah.
you walk in.
So I thought,
We're
what
both
could-
males, right?
All right, yes.
Okay, that's why you shouldn't watch.
So anyway, so I started to leave on. I figured I'll leave on like the Christian Network, which all I have is the TBN.
Right.
The problem is
The dogs are using your credit card all the time.
Well, they
Come home and they have crucifixes.
They sent a lot of money to a guy named Joseph Prince. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Well, he's this Asian minister, and he kind of
I did hear of him.
okay, yeah, and his message is not quite
It's not biblical.
It's not biblical, but the problem is since they're Chinese pugs, they've I guess felt obligated to watch him.
Oh,
So
he's
so-
putting a pug in for his dogs.
So they've gravitated towards him. So now I have to figure out what do I leave on for them now.
Mark, there is some good Christian,
Wait,
wholesome
hold on.
YouTube channels.
Speaking of good Christian content,
You're right.
we finished the Christmas movie. It's done.
Yeah.
So
Put
can I
some-
have that like
yeah,
on
yeah.
continuous loop for them
Sure.
or something?
Yeah. How about all dogs go to heaven?
All dogs go to heaven.
That's Disney. Forget it.
See, yeah, you go right back to that.
Yeah.
But also, speaking about Hallmark,
No,
we
listen.
are also adding a new segment along with News or Ruse. Next season, we're going to be doing Hallmark. and we're gonna just ask Mark for some wisdom while he's in the hall.
That's good.
Okay, great.
Hall, Mark, you'll be out there.
I get to be out
and we'll
there.
ask you a question out there.
We'll call it in. We're gonna be like, now it's time for some Hallmark, and then it's gonna cut right to you. In the
I have like
hallway.
a nice comfy chair out
Yeah.
there with a little table and my Monster Energy
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah, this week
And you're
on
just gonna
Disney.
drop some wisdom for us.
You're
Okay.
going to give us the. You'll be like our movie guy that gives the movie, the newest Christian movie. What would you rate it? Hallmark will give us a mark on the movie. You're an idiot. The way you just stare at me is so wrong. It was so wrong. It was like into my soul. It was
Sorry, I
weird.
watched a lot of Hallmark.
Yeah. so probably
Back to you.
the dogs, and then the next best moment was the socks when we walked away from you.
Thank God. Oh, the walking away was.
Yeah, the walking. Yeah,
that
when you-
was hysterical.
The 15-minute.
If you're not-
I don't,
no,
even,
if
I
you're
don't
not-
remember what it started with.
I don't know, but you all just because I started to tell another story, and my stories are obviously boring and long. So you guys got up and left at the table, and I just was like, whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
was probably one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, I like
leaving
that.
the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you, Dan? What was one of your favorite podcast moments?
Dude, I don't know. My memory is as good as like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
He could just remember trying to tell me to take my hat off.
yes. I don't know. I really don't know.
How about some of our favorite
I can
guests?
tell you mine. My favorite moment was our first episode, setting everything up. We were shooting it on an iPhone with the lapels.
I do know my favorite one.
That was probably my favorite. The beginning of that episode.
Nice.
Asking you that question about that football kicker. Remember that?
Oh, man,
When he
for
gave the
that-
speech.
Yeah.
at
Now,
school.
Buckner.
All right, now I
Yeah,
have two.
Buckner,
Now
yeah.
I have two favorite moments.
All right, who is it?
So my first one is when Danny eats cats. That was great.
Wait, what was it?
Christian did that. That was good. When we had our debate and you got me saying I eat cats.
Oh yeah, I did like that one.
set
That
him
was
up.
good. That was a setup. And then I think my second one is in the first episode. And Christian did the joke on you about toilet paper.
Yeah, the scrunching.
Are you a full-grown
Yeah, that
scruncher?
was the best.
I was like, what? We never went back to those kind of questions. You notice? After that, if they could see behind the scenes after that argument, it's like we can't do that ever again, Chris. I don't want people to know how I'm using the bathroom.
Pretty sure that conversation never happened. I was gonna do it again the next
Yeah.
week.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, my wife came up with a really good one. She takes a little square of toilet paper.
Oh,
Pokes,
Yes, pokes
a
her
hole
finger
in the
through.
finger,
Yep.
And she says, "This
You
is how
scoop
you
it with
just
the
use
finger.
one piece of toilet paper. It's amazing."
And what you do is, you scoop it with your finger,
Yep.
and then you take the toilet paper and
There you go. See?
you throw it out. You
That's
use
so
one
weird.
square at a time.
Yeah.
nah.
notice how I
Maybe in
did
prison you should do it like that.
You
I don't-
notice how I did that, and I was still talking into the mic the whole time.
I don't want to talk about fingers and toilet paper. It's just awkward and not. This is like now we become
Oh, this
Hallmark.
guy.
Now we're Hallmark and we're teaching you how to wipe your butt. Like it's none of Hallmark shouldn't get into family bit. Just
What
make a
if we're-
fake Christmas.
What if
movie.
we're low on rations? You know.
Well, then we use the rugs. We use anything we can.
Toilet
Really?
paper.
What was
with
your
the-
favorite moment?
My favorite moment was the commercial.
Oh, I love the
Zip It?
commercial. Zip it.
No, does he get us?
Oh, the debate.
I like that was my favorite moment. I thought that was good. You were flustered. And you don't get
Me?
flustered. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Your head was all red, unless I was just coming out of the tanning salon. But you were red. I love that. That
It was July.
I really think
I was at the
on that
beach.
episode we did a lot. Was it July?
Yeah.
On that episode we had we'd really to go with a lot of people put comments in. It was good. It was like, man, if we could get. It's hard to get bangers like that all the time, but
Yeah.
that was a banger. I like that one.
Banger.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it was good.
Listen, 30 episodes.
And not because I won the debate.
Right.
Because there was no winner, but it was just a good topic.
I
to
mean,
bring.
30 episodes. You're gonna have up and down. Like you're not
Right.
gonna be hitting it a home run every time.
No, it's hard.
But I feel like it's our first one. We had some really good guests. I mean, to cover some of our guests, the Phil Rizzo guest was really good.
What I want to reach out and
Rob Motti.
Rob Motti was really good.
real
I was actually sad I
You
missed
weren't
that.
there. Yeah,
I was sad I missed
you were
that.
away.
Yeah.
but it was a good one. I felt he had to get going, and I would love Rob get back here after football season.
We had the Fairwinds youth group.
the Fairwinds group.
We had Joe Basso.
Joe Basso and Lodge was good.
Mom and Pop and a chatty.
Yeah, well, the
live
Oh,
episode-
that was my favorite episode.
The
though.
live episode was awesome.
Well, we didn't talk about favorite episodes. We talked about funniest moments.
Yeah, now let's talk about favorite episodes then.
Favorite episodes mine was last week with Joe Basso or 2
That
weeks
was a good
ago.
one.
Joe Basso and
Yeah.
Lodge. They're two of my closest friends and allies, and hearing them, I can hear them both talk about their stories and what they've done. So that was my favorite. But moms and dads, that's number 2 for sure.
Yeah, mine. Mom. Of course, the family Thanksgiving.
It wasn't Thanksgiving, but yeah.
What was it?
It was 4th of July or something. I don't know.
Thanksgiving is next week.
I'm really
He's
struggling.
talking about future episodes.
Wow.
We got Mark telling his story. He's my friend. So to have him on to bring his daughter up and talk about her. And then, like Phil Rizzo,
Yep.
a politician before the Trump election. Same with Pastor Rizzo, I should say. And then
Dominic Cuso.
Pastor Cuso coming on. Brother Toby Whitmer.
Cuso was
Yeah.
good.
Pastor Toby Whitmer to bring about his daughter's suicide.
Yeah, Rachel and Jimmy's. Rachel's
and
story,
Jimmy's
that
story.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's one of our most viewed TikToks out there.
Yeah, we had some. The Lord really blessed us this year with this season. The start, because we didn't know how it was going to go.
Yeah.
It was like, let's do this podcast.
We were planning when me and you were planning this. We were planning to have like one guest a month. I think we were saying.
Yeah.
We were like, we might be able to get one a month, and then it turned out we have more guest episodes than regular episodes.
Yeah. Which I like. I loved even last week with Gabrielle's testimony. The clear-cut salvation testimony. Micah was on with Alan.
Oh, Mike and Alan was a good one.
they were
Talking about
good.
make believers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's hard. It's scary every week because you're like, we're going to get a guest. We'll make it interesting. And then you don't know how it's going to go because we do fly off the seat of our pants.
We did mention
Literally.
you don't have to make an entrance. We mentioned you.
Yeah, that's Rachel. But, so it's been a good time. I'm excited for the new season. I like to focus on church
Nobody
news.
else gets to say their favorite episodes, just you guys?
Yeah. But some things going forward, like, what do you think about this?
He's
viewers?
segueing, my guy. Let him go.
Church news. So like things going on with pastors and other churches that
Gossip.
are out there in the public.
Gossip.
No, not gossip. Public stuff. Like our view on it, our view on maybe a situation that's public already, some stuff like that. Have fun.
We're going to get into trouble next season.
Yeah, give us some. What do you guys like to hear? Debates you would love to hear about. Tattoos, alcohol. We did, which we got to come back to that one.
We do.
Yeah, the Lord's taught me some things.
Also, if you liked Zip It, we have another commercial that we want to do next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to stay tuned for that.
Oh, thanks for bringing it up.
What?
Because he's like, we did Zip It, and if you liked it, we have another one coming up. It's like,
You can't say the name of it.
like what?
You can't say the name of it.
What a
Now,
lead
you know
on.
what, though? What's interesting about Zip It, we got a lot of pushback on that. Not a
did.
lot of pushback. We got a little pushback.
Did we?
Yeah, remember?
I don't remember.
There was a whole podcast made
Oh yeah, somebody thought I was targeting them.
specifically.
You probably were.
Yeah, I was.
No, not this person.
Does Podcaster know what the next commercial is going to be about?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
told
he's
him.
going to spill the beans.
Yeah, he's got it.
It's only about our time.
You know
Till
what?
Till he
I
runs
got to
his
tell you,
mouth.
that's something funny. But I used to be bladder, loose lip sink ships kind
Just
of guy.
like now?
But now
No, not at all. Up until last week when you told the whole Christmas play plot.
You're
But since
secret. I
then,
did
you've
not-
changed.
movie.
I didn't tell the whole.
Since then, you've changed.
I didn't tell the whole Christmas plot, play plot, movie plot. I told that somebody dies. That's all I said. Wow. And they come back
He
from the
just told
dead.
the whole
Hey,
podcast.
that's kind of like a
He
major
just told
thing.
the whole podcast.
All right.
Tell them who it's going to be.
I never told them they come back from the dead though, and stuff like that.
That's like George Lucas coming out being, early on saying, Luke, I am
I'm
your
not.
father.
Listen, I'm not going to spill the beans and tell them about Christmas is about the baby Jesus coming to Earth and stuff, and Mary and Joe. I kept the business. But I learned to keep people's secrets secret or things they tell us. So you won't get it out of me, Mark.
You told me everything.
All right,
earlier.
I'll tell you what it is.
All right, Chris, what's your favorite episode?
Episode 2.
The one he
with my
ate?
mom.
No, meaning he ate like he was good at it.
What?
That didn't even make sense.
It was just a fat joke that
Yeah.
plays perfectly into the last episode. He was
Yeah.
consistently fat joking all the whole
one
season.
episode I left you alone, I think, right?
No.
Really? I got you every
No,
single
I think there was
So,
one. I think
Not
there
just
was
me. Every guess. You didn't stop with nobody.
This guy, the big green machine over there. Thought I was looking at a
You know what
soccer
it is?
field, Mom.
People that make fat jokes are people that are self-conscious about their own weight.
I am very.
So it just shows.
Or self-conscious about their size.
I'm fine.
yeah.
I'm confident.
Or lack of size.
I'm not manly, right? He calls me.
He's a little feminine.
How are you
Look-
doing it, Mark?
Look at these creamy hands here.
They're nice hands. I don't know what that is.
I don't. Yeah.
That's a
Put
cut.
that back.
We're turning into Hallmark real quick, boys. Put your hands in. That's next season.
But don't let your dogs watch Disney back.
Why?
to your
He's not
hole.
allowed to keep his hand on my knee during the podcast?
Oh God.
Has that been happening?
Frequently.
Never.
Scary.
So did we all talk? Did Mark tell us his favorite podcast?
No. What was your favorite?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be selfish because obviously
No,
it was
we
the
know
one
it's
that
about
I was
Sherry.
on.
Yeah.
But no, I really like the first one. I just love the interaction between, obviously knowing, Pastor Chris and Chris.
Oh, the very first video we did?
very first one you did.
Yeah, we got to get
That
to
just
the-
really was like
Real.
so wholesome and real,
We gotta
I
get
even
back
like the
to
little
it.
setup with the chairs.
Yeah, that's what we need to know.
It was very quaint.
We missed one of our
But
very
it
first
was
guests.
Who?
Jason and Gianna. And
Oh.
they're actually, fun fact, I checked last night.
You're gonna be
they
in
are
trouble.
our most viewed podcast.
Yeah.
Most
Wow.
viewed. Second is our first episode. And then we kind of just been declining steadily from there.
Great.
Well, we haven't. Our viewers are not viewing. That's the thing. We have 238 subscribers, which is awesome. We went up 4 from last Joe Basso's, right?
It's just consistency.
No, listen, it's consistent. But you have to understand, you play into different part. We've done a 30-season episode.
That's a long one.
That's a long one.
We
You
should only
can't-
did like
30
20,
episode
right?
season.
30 episode season. Sorry, but you can't do.
30 season episode.
You cannot do that.
See, you think it's
and
me, but
continually.
that's a Penichetti
It
thing.
is. You can't continually do that and get the same. For instance, I watch a podcast. It's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I'm 2 weeks behind now.
Joe Rogan?
Because I don't get through. You know what I mean? So now
Yeah.
I'm 2 weeks behind, and I'll just keep falling further and further behind, where I just skip again and go to the one I want to watch.
The
So-
cool thing is, it's like we got the podcast there. We do got to strengthen our merch department because we have good
Yeah.
ideas for merch. We got to get going.
But again, it's consistency.
Yeah.
It's content. It's
I still
being
I owe people mugs.
Yes.
So a lot of rookie mistakes.
yeah.
Yeah. But we'll work all those.
But
things
again,
out.
year 2, and that's why I don't think we come back in January. Honestly, I mean, football season, it's the playoffs. Sundays
Yeah.
are going to be super hard.
maybe we start a Super Bowl Sunday and start then,
Yeah, that's why I said February.
like a kickoff. We call
Yeah.
it.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to start in January.
Because the Eagles are going to be in the playoffs. You're not going to want to sit here at
Yeah.
1 o'clock and do
Yeah.
this. I'm not going to want to drive in, especially if it's a home game.
Right.
Looks like it's just me and you, Mark.
All right, sounds good.
Let's go.
Do it.
But and then I
Every,
also
we're
think,
just ignoring
You'll
all the
know-
comments we got on
the
the last
views will-
episode.
yeah.
When we asked the viewers,
how
we
many
said,
comments?
Hey, what
How
do
many?
you guys want to
How
see?
many? Count
we got
them.
8.
8.
And okay,
We only
that's
usually
like
get 8.
that's like 10. That's like 90% of our views.
I'll give you the. Here's the guys that comment. We got Louis.
Here's what I
Pernelli.
suggest.
Listen,
Here's what I suggest.
It doesn't matter.
Here's
who's
what I
comment,
suggest.
and they're the most faithful viewers.
Right, here's
They
what I
love to
suggest.
comment on
We
every
want you-
episode.
those 8
and
deserve.
those people said
They
2
deserve a
months
gift.
is too long. They said come back.
Right, but
in January.
here's my suggestion: take the December month, January month, because you're going to be too busy in December.
Yeah.
Take the January month. Go cut our whole season 1. Go do a bunch of cuts, create a bunch of content
Right.
for social media, and let's release that. So that way, when we
Every
come
week
back,
we got something
every
going.
week, right?
Yeah.
Every week you have something that when you come back in February,
It's gonna take me 2.5 months to cut content.
And we could
together?
start filming.
it's been 12 months.
But here's the thing.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm the only one that edits this, and I made a whole Christmas movie in the meantime.
Right, but I'm saying we don't have no content on social media.
Yeah, we'll talk about this behind
Yes,
closed
there
doors.
is.
We'll have a
There's
meeting.
Instagram.
We have to have a PR
All those
meeting.
who follow us on Instagram, I put content on.
We need
there
to,
every
we
week.
need to have an editor meeting.
Yeah, we do.
So
Yeah, let's add a couple.
We should.
Yeah, like
some
come on,
titles.
Take the reins here.
Oh, I could edit if you want.
Someone's getting offended.
I'm just saying. I do the most. I'm just saying. This doesn't make sense. 'Cause I do the most work on the podcast.
Absolutely.
And I'm the one saying we only need a month break. The
Yeah.
people that do the least amount of
Right,
work are
but-
saying they need 3 months.
Right, but you're not. But you don't.
What's going on here?
Face.
What is this work ethic?
all they got to do is show up.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just show up and talk and go home. I sit there and edit for 3 hours after.
You edit?
Yeah.
I think we can quote you on this podcast where you say you do not edit.
I do edit.
Yeah.
Ask my
technically.
wife.
I think
Hey, Liliana.
I'm just saying I could pull video.
Well,
I could pull video
maybe
from
I did
2
that
weeks
week.
ago.
Maybe I
2
did
weeks
that
ago
week.
where you say I don't edit anything.
Oh, I don't edit anything out. I don't cut anything.
Yeah, he doesn't take out if I'm offensive.
Yeah, I don't. I leave all
He-
the good
he-
stuff in.
Which you should.
He gets he gets happy with that stuff.
I leave all the good stuff in.
Then again, you would be muted the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It's too much to edit.
50% of him is doing this anyway. So
Yeah.
what's going on, guys?
Yeah, hey, how you doing? It's a mic drop moment.
Anyway.
Wonder why mine's broken.
Our
We need
viewers,
new
don't worry.
ones.
I got your back always. It's us. till
Hey,
the
listen
end.
about
Don't
the
let these two
viewers.
get you down.
We do have.
We're coming back in January.
The faithful 8. We can name. I can name them. I know it's Burt Ramos, Lewis, not Louis, Miss Sydney Fortney.
So you think they'll stop
Laura
watching
Weeks.
us if we wait till February? They won't come back because of that.
They
loyal.
want us to watch.
They might switch to the Disney
They
Channel.
might switch to the Disney
They
Channel.
put in last week.
Oh, you know what comment I like? You know what comment I like? This is exactly why to come back in January. I forget who commented it, but somebody said, "Why delay joy?"
Lewis.
So somebody,
we
that's
love you,
somebody that
Lewis.
we're bringing joy to their life.
Lewis loves
from them
it.
watching our podcast. Why delay that for them?
True.
But again, why delay
This
it?
is supposed to be a ministry. Do you say, "Oh, let's stop soul winning for 3 months and take some time off"?
Whoa, he's got. This is a good debate.
Oh, you go
we
soul winning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow.
So why do you take the Sundays off this in January and go soul winning?
Why are is tracks the only way to soul win?
Oh, Dan.
I thought this was an avenue to
No,
soul
no,
win.
you're talking about
We
showing
hear the
up.
gospel.
You're talking about showing up to a
them.
ministry. You
I'm not-
brought this. You opened up this door.
Hold up.
You opened this as a ministry.
Hold up.
You opened this as a ministry.
Get into
So
it.
what ministry of
Is
soul
soul
winning are
winning
you
not-
doing?
is soul winning not
Do you
in
have a soul winning
ministry?
ministry at Third Baptist?
I'm not getting into my
Wait,
business
you-
here.
Do you have? I'm
Don't
asking-
pull me into this
No,
argument,
as
Dan.
a pastor,
That-
as a pastor, do you have a ministry at your church for soul winning?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So do
Yeah.
you go to that ministry?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you didn't
You know
ask,
why?
you
I made
didn't
a new
ask-
one,
You
and I
didn't
do it
ask
here.
about. Yeah, that's our ministry.
The pod pass.
I made this one. We got the Christmas movie. How many
part of
how
it.
many how many Christian movies have you made?
Oh,
Actually,
That's another way to
Actually,
soul win.
hold on. Actually, I've made 3.
Christian movies.
Yes, Christian movies.
Oh, they're all
short
Hallmark.
films.
Which
Short
ones?
films. I can show them to you. I
They're
have
on
them all. Let's
Hallmark.
put 'em up. I did Bethel's. I did Bethel's.
Disney Plus.
I
You
did
want to go
Beth-
watch them? Hey, Jesus gets you. He made the commercial. Now we got to the bottom of it.
If you want to give me that credit, I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know
Thank
what
you.
I love? Dominic Cuso. When Dominic Cuso came on a week after that, and he was just like, that's not a good commercial.
my shoulder.
Oh, so now we just believe what everyone else says. I love you guys. But anyway, my point is, I've actually done 3. Actually, I've probably done more than 3 because I used to do all the church anniversary movies. So, just so you know, I've done it all. I've been there, done that. You want to come in January, that's fine. I'm just letting you know I will not be here.
It's okay. You missed half of this season.
Hey, Chris.
I missed 3 weeks. I missed 3 weeks.
It's not a problem.
And you weren't even on for the first 4. So
Oh,
there's
first 3.
7 episodes.
First
3. So you missed 6 episodes.
Right,
I got
so I was
2
at
pugs.
24.
I'll bring the pugs in.
What?
I got 2 dogs.
Oh, there we go.
We'll just bring the pugs in.
Yeah, bring
Yeah,
the
talk
pugs
about
in.
being
The
influenced,
pugs,
being
me,
influenced
you.
by China. There you go.
Yeah.
China. China.
They are Chinese pugs.
He's having a heart attack. What is going
You're
on?
making them laugh to
He's
death.
He just went. I looked over at him and he's like this.
It hurts so bad. I have a lump, so for
hurts
it's grown into my shoulder.
Oh, no, we don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, it hurts so bad. It's
No,
hard
just
to breathe.
kidding.
It's hard to breathe.
It's all right. You'll be fine.
I know it's not a heart attack. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's just
Yes.
hard to breathe.
No, this is my guy. This is my guy. He's like my mom. I'm gonna call my mom out here for a second. She would bang her wrist up at the thing and then yell at us for hurting her wrist. My guy is feeling his chest over here because he can't control his weight. He's a little. We got him riled up.
That
We
was
got him riled up.
hysterical.
You got me riled up. I'm just saying his arteries are clogged. He's bolting over there.
Could be my arteries, but it's something I'm dealing with. But it takes my breath away.
I don't know that we have time to deal with that today.
I know. I don't think so.
That should be another podcast.
All right, so
Anyway.
I get my breath back. That was funny. He made it Christmas.
What?
That's tough what he said.
What?
What are you talking about?
When he said you made a Christmas movie, he gets us.
He didn't say that. He said you made the commercial. Dork, you don't even listen. You laugh so hard that your blood stopped going to your head.
Dude, I needed that laugh today. That was hysterical when he said that. Go ahead.
To me, I don't understand. I don't see how it's funny because it's actually a good commercial. But anyway, you made
It
the
is not a
joke.
good commercial.
You made the joke to the wrong person.
I couldn't stop laughing. I hate my laugh too. I'm gonna hate watching this podcast. Do you watch? Here's a question: do we watch the podcast ourselves?
I edit it, so I have to.
All right. Do you, Dan?
It depends on what episode.
I mean, you can listen. I know a lot of
depends.
people listen. They don't watch. I watch, and then I can't watch after any longer.
just so you know,
Definitely watched all
Hold
of
on.
mine.
Do you watch?
All of mine.
Do you hate seeing yourself on camera?
No, I think I look pretty good.
You do. You got just stocky.
every week.
You're sitting next to me, so you feel pretty good. Sit next to
Well, yeah.
bigger guys. You might not feel so good about it, Mark.
Why? No, we
He
all,
likes how
we all
just
feel,
so you know,
we feel comfortable together because we're all men.
I listen. I listen to the podcast, which
We are.
sometimes it's a hard listen because we're loud and it's a hard listen. But I would say
Well, that's going to
Man, he
start
just
better
hates
with
the
better
podcast
mics, don't you
guys.
think? I think
no,
we do
I don't.
better.
I don't hate the podcast. I just sometimes it's a hard listen because we're, again, I don't want to. You know what? Let me call myself out. I'm the one who puts it up on Apple and
Yeah,
Spotify and all of
TikTok,
that. Yeah, and I do the TikTok videos. So I'm just saying, when you're hearing it and you're trying to cut it, sometimes it's a little difficult. So I get when some people are probably listening to it and not watching it. It can be a difficult listen.
And I've been watching a lot of podcasts, obviously, and then I do learn we can't cut each other off because even in Patrick Bet David's, that guy Adam, will always be like me. He's like, oh, he's chiming in, and he'll be like, wait, not yet. Quiet down. Wait till your turn. And I'll be like, that's true. Because when we all get going, like, it's...
Well, it's funny, and we're all trying to beat each other to the punch with
can't
the
breathe.
next joke.
I was gonna say, when did he learn that? Yesterday?
Oh,
What
wow.
episode you were cutting everybody off? It's like, oh, I like this episode.
Why? It's
Because
been
we're
corny.
just-
But anyway.
I think it's good. They
So
got
we have a lot of good memories. Season 1, I can't believe it's a one season. I didn't even know we were going to do a season. I thought we were just going to podcast till heaven. But seasons are good because we do need a holiday breather and get that break. Come back looking different.
Some people think we need to like next February, next March. I heard somebody try to push August. I was like, what's going on?
But we do need to figure out, like, we'll need to meet with each other and talk. And we should get some comments on what do you like better, the table, sitting at the table? Do you like us in chairs?
Oh, so we're controlled by the public. So here we go. So
It's like if you're
can
making a
can
product,
tell
who do you
me,
listen
should I
to?
go to Third
The
Baptist
consumer.
Church or should I go to Solid Rock Baptist Church?
Customer's always right there.
Let me know. Customer's not always right. Customer gets what they want, but they're not always right.
If you're making a product, do you
True.
listen to the consumer if they like it or not?
No,
Right.
Well, then you're never going to sell anything.
because something goes into that product into making it. So you got to figure out what's best for the product that makes the most margin, and then can go out to the most amount of people. Sometimes the person who wants it a certain way that is not right for the margins or for the business. You got to make it. There's more that goes into a decision than just a decision.
With a podcast, when you have people that view, they'll tell you what they like to view and what they don't
and
like
guess
to
what?
view.
And if they like the view, they're going to come back stronger in
If
February.
they like the view, they're going to love us. Because the view.
So is the problem here we want to get the viewership up?
Yes, we're trying to we want to gain more subscribers.
I'm fine
more
where we
viewers.
are. I just
Not to be like a million. We don't ever want to have too many because we can't. We would then
Yeah,
be limited on what
Be
we can
more
say.
famous than I am now. Yeah. that'd be
Yeah,
horrible.
I don't want
that
to.
chain can't get
You know?
any bigger.
I mean, yeah, right? Definitely.
He's got good style. Doesn't he? Look at the green.
he does.
grin.
Every week he matches.
He always has been. His car, he loves green though. He had a truck that we call it the Green Monster.
Lime green, yeah.
Lime green. It was gorgeous. The car.
I thought he was a city
He took
worker
me a
today.
ride in that car one time. My goodness, man.
Yeah.
I thought we had a city worker.
He
on
also
today.
grabbed my leg that time in the
Yes.
car too, out of fear and
was bad.
desperation. He
I
said,
never
"Slow
been
down."
in. What does that go? 0 to what?
I forget. It was
We're talking about a Charger.
3.5 seconds, something.
It was like,
that.
I never been sucked into a seat like that, except for Bobby Huntlock and in his Tesla. But I want to shout out Bob Huntlock, Breast Choice Plumbing. They came yesterday.
What?
They hooked up our sink.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's got to be edited out.
Bob Huntlock, Best Choice Plumbing.
Yeah, no, that's not what you
Choice.
said.
I said Best Choice.
No, you must be thinking of Thanksgiving, turkey.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
when you
Listen
watch
to
it back today, you're gonna
Okay.
hear it.
Guess what? Guess what? Hold on, Chris. If you edit that out, then I trust that you're working.
No, I'm not editing it out.
No
I'm
way.
gonna turn that part. I'm gonna
Yeah.
volume up because that's what we're gonna do.
Now that might make the viewership go up. So here's my thing:
I'm the reason they watch.
is there a way maybe maybe we can pay people to watch or something? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we can
I'm
do
just
that.
suggestions.
I'm fine where we are. We don't have to gain another view.
They're
I like
watching.
it.
You're good. You're like a Lauren on Hardy kind of guy. So he brings that side to me, the funny side out. You do. You bring that anger or that debate, that fight. Christian brings shut up, I'm going to smack you kind of attitude. So it's good that you could draw all that out of the podcast or see I'm human.
And if we
How many
save just
people-
one soul, it'll
That's
be
it.
worth it.
And that's the name
Our
of
production company, One Soul Productions.
There you
One
go.
Soul.
There you
And that's where they get their name. Even
Also,
though it's only one soul usually showing up for practice.
You came up with that too, so little credit to you. We were trying to find a name, and that
One
was all
Soul.
you. Also, how many people do you get usually in a service?
We run 75 to 85.
So we like double that in views. It's like two
Yeah,
church
true.
services of people that
True.
we're reaching every
and
week.
a lot of people are from different churches that are joining, so which is
So-
nice. I'm really having a rough.
What is
All
going
right,
on?
I'm good.
I think that's it.
No, so we got to go forward. Looking forward to doing new things and doing it in different ways. But we're
Why is your
excited.
ear so red?
Those things are burning and itching.
Yeah, I'm on
Is
too
that
tight.
bad?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, they were hurting.
All right.
Anyway, so
What do you say there?
no, I'm just telling them about something that was said earlier. Anyway,
choice. I did not say.
You did.
Did I?
yeah.
So we got. You don't have to edit. That's just the slip of the
So,
tongue.
Dad,
It's
we
not
want to
weird.
get towards the end. As we're getting towards the end here, we want to give you. You're the
you are.
podcaster, so we want
Call
to
that
give.
company.
He's not listening.
We want to give you. Hey, you're the pod pastor, so we want to give you some of the closing remarks in the end of your first season of your show.
All
Congratulations, you made it. Go ahead and just tell us again, recap with us again some of your favorite moments, some of the best stories you heard throughout the podcast.
Yeah, a lot of thanks for all the faithful subscribers and viewers. They're just idiots. I mean, I'm really trying to do this, and we're never going to take off. You can tell people. This is what I'm working with. So pray for us. This podcast is never going to happen. Well, maybe it'll take off now. Now that they're gone, we'll have a lot more wisdom up here. And a lot of better debates. And obviously, I'm going to win every single one of these debates. So that's the exciting part. But, yeah, some of the funnest moments. They're zooming in. I could see it on the thing. Some of the funnest times and moments were when I connected with you, the viewer. And I reached into your television set, T-Vel. And I just got you excited for the Lord, the soul win, encouraged you, gave you hope, gave you grace. They're the moments that I remember the most and I always treasure. And so I'm excited for season 2 and where it's going to take us. Now I'm way far from the camera. But, yeah, I'm excited. Thank you for all your faithfulness. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments. And don't go too far. We're going to be putting out little videos each week for the next few weeks till we get back here in January. We're excited. We have a new look coming, a lot more guests. Hopefully you, viewer, could be one of our guests and give your salvation testimony. After all, this podcast is all about lifting up the Lord. We have fun. We have some debates. We'll discuss politics at times. Some will be boring. Some will laugh. Some will say, that was my favorite. They all can't be your favorite, right? So we'll have a good time. And without any further ado, I give a shout out to, what's that?
You should tell them to have a happy Thanksgiving.
I am.
And eat a lot of turkey breast.
I'm going to do that. Have a lot of Thanksgiving. Have a happy thanks. What?
From Breast Choice Plumbing.
Yeah, you guys could, if you need a turkey, look up Breast Choice Plumbing. And they do turkey breast, dark and white. So more than welcome to order your butterball from Bob. And other than that, I want to thank everybody. It is Thanksgiving this week. I hope you have a safe time traveling. If you're traveling, Gianna and Jason, be careful. Others that are traveling, going on vacation, going away, Godspeed. Be careful. Wear your seatbelt. Remember, always be thankful. And everything, give thanks, for this is the will of God. And enjoy your family. Enjoy your dinner.
We love you guys. Have a good week.